And hello race fans, and welcome to the Michigan International Speedway, where today we are going to get the field set for race number 9 of 20 in the WRLA NOS Energy Cup Series. For the, I can't remember the race name, but we're still going to be here at Michigan nonetheless, and I'm being joined for commentary as well as other stuff by Sean Ard and Nathan Stapleton.
What's up?
So guys, we're back here at Michigan. The last time we've been here since 2017, so it's been a little while. So the pavement is set in, and also we have the traction compound that has been applied here. So what do you guys think that's going to do to the racing? Do you think it's going to allow at least some good grip up there on the top, and just, I don't know. I really don't know how to word that question. What do you guys think is going to happen with this traction compound that you see there applied up on the top side?
I don't know what could happen here with that. It's going to get a little interesting here with the racing.
And the big thing is that with that PJ1, or that sticky stuff, we might see them get a bigger one than what they get on the inside lane, so it's going to be really interesting to see.
Should be very interesting to see nonetheless. Here we go. Green flag. Wyatt Walker, Johnny Gardner lead him down. And this 10-lap event is underway. Now, the last two races that we've had, the last two qualifying races that we've had, the caution, we've only had one caution, and it's come out on lap number 8. Both times, so it should be definitely very interesting to see if this is going to be the same case for this qualifying race. Already, no time at all. That top side got a heck of a run, a heck of a launch getting down through 3 and 4. And coming off of 4 down the front stretch, Wyatt Walker leads lap number 1.
And you can see that outside lane with that sticky stuff. It is going to be the preferred lane, the fastest way around at Michigan, and these guys are running all the way up the racetrack and into that PJ1.
Some of them were 3 wide already, 4 wide coming down the front stretch. You saw Johnny Gardner through 1 and 2 pull up alongside Wyatt Walker, but through 3 and 4 he had to check up a little bit. And Vanellope von Schweetz in the 46 is coming to pit road.
Oh no!
So for the third week in a row, issues for the number 46. Only the good thing about it is she didn't wreck, so that's a saving grace right there. But unfortunately, she's not going to make another. She's not even going to make this race. But for right now, Wyatt Walker still leading. DeFeo second. Evan Hunter diving to the inside to try to take second. But you saw there, got a little loose and had to check up. And another thing that I think is going to be key is draft. You saw Johnny Gardner in the number 7. He did not have any help down there in the middle of the front straightaway. And Osman Hamid and Madison Tall flew right by him. And Stapleton, you do have some news on your team for 2021. You want to reveal that right now?
Might as well. As you can see, we are currently focused on the 6 of Madison Tall. NS Racing will move to a 4-car team for 2021 with myself, Madison Tall, and Zachary Fitzwater being 3 of the 4 drivers for 2021. I will drive the 97, Tall will drive the 80, and then Fitzwater will drive the 98. 99, the fourth car is still to be announced, but 2020 is going to be a great year, and hopefully Tall can make it into the States here at Michigan.
Right now, she's within that window of drivers that can make it into the race. Remember, it's the top 6. Marty Johnson literally almost all over the back bumper of that number 6 machine. Right now, he's tucks back in line behind Madison Tall. The driver holding onto the final transfer spot halfway through this qualifying race is Trinity Anderson in the number 51, the last start that she made, Talladega Superspeedway in mid-March. So, she's looking to make her second Cup start of the season here at Michigan. Michael DeFeo still trying to get into his first race of the season since I want to say it was April of 2017 until before he got suspended for underage drinking. So obviously with a lot of the realism, breaking the fourth wall by the way when I say this, a lot of the realism has kind of been thrown out the window. So it's just racing for fun and not ruining it by having a whole bunch of fines and suspensions and all that stuff year round. Madison Tall led lap number 6, and they are 3 wide going into turn number 3, but Madison Tall managed to get by Marty Johnson there, and she's going to slide up in front of Wyatt Walker. How about the crossover from the 99?
Slide, chop, and crossover. What a move.
That is some move right there. 3 to go. But look at that, the traction compound, that PJ1, or that awesome sauce, as Joey Logano would call it, definitely worked in his favor. They're 3 wide for the top position. Tall on the outside, Hunter in the middle, Wyatt Walker falling back on the bottom. And they are coming to 2 to go this time. Look at Tall on the outside. Might try to make something happen up there. But they are on 2 to go this time, and Hunter's going to lead it at the stripe.
This is really becoming important here of trying to figure out how to get to the front now.
And especially if trying to get inside of the top 6. Right now the driver still holding on to the final transfer spot is Trinity Anderson, but she is 5th overall right now. They're coming to the white flag, and Madison Tall leads the way. Michael DeFeo in 2nd. If he can just hold on for one more lap, he's in a pretty good position to make his first NOS Energy Cup start since the inaugural season. White flag, 1 more lap to go.
Final lap at Michigan, 2 miles to go. Can Tall hang on? And can the 14 hang on to that last transfer spot?
Josiah Munsell is in 5th. I think he's going to get it. Daniel Bouchard has the final transfer spot, and here we come. Through turns 3 and 4, Madison Tall is going to win the race and get into her first NOS Energy Cup race, I believe, since Phoenix earlier this year. And it is true, Daniel Bouchard in the number 47 holds on to the final transfer spot.
Wow.
Ooh.
For Michael DeFeo, he'll make his first NOS Energy Cup start since April of 2017. So, finally, he can breathe now. He's finally in a NOS Energy Cup race for the first time in a long time for Long Island Motorsports. And unfortunately for the drivers that will have to miss out until next week once we go to Daytona for the Freedom 400 next week. Wyatt Walker, Kyle Langland, Evan Hunter, Osman Hamid, Caleb Hoffman, Johnny Gardner, the number 52 of Andrew Ramsey, and also the number 05 of Simon Oskin and Vanellope von Schweetz. Those are the drivers that unfortunately will have to wait till next week in order to try to race their way into next week's events. So yeah, that's that was the qualifying races from right here at the Michigan International Speedway. Pretty darn good race. Clean racing all the way to the end. And thankfully, we did not have any other violent crashes. So, Stapleton, you have some qualifying to do, buddy. So, if you can get on down there and then get ready, because qualifying is coming up next for race number 9 in the WRLA NOS Energy Cup Series right here at Michigan International Speedway. We're back here at the Michigan International Speedway, and the sun has come out, so now the grip level is going to be just a little bit lower. So there's three strikes going to be a little bit slick, so that means times are going to be a little bit slower than what they were prior to qualifying. First cars to come out on the racetrack, number 12, that is Eli Bright. His future in WRLA is a little unknown. Cody Smart, team owner of Smart Motorsports, has yet to make an announcement on what the future of Smart Motorsports is going to be like. He did say that most likely they will be returning, but he has yet to confirm that. But as far as his driver lineup goes, he is yet to confirm that as well. If Eli Bright will be returning to the number 12, and as well as if Carter Friesen will be returning to the number 02. And sorry about that. No puppies were being harmed in the making of this broadcast.
It's a pig.
Well, oh. But anyways,
Someone.
So going through the field, you have Henry Williams in the number 31 coming out on track to start his qualifying sessions. And there is the most recent winner here at Michigan, that is Ben Erickson in the number 96, announcing that he will be returning in the 2021 season, driving this number 96, and will be increasing to a 3-car team with two operations full-time, and the number 46 of Chloe Erickson will remain on a part-time schedule. By the way, if we're freezing every split second, do apologize. I think NR's just kind of being a little you-know-what. But, anyways.
Being a little bad.
Yeah, you could say that. But here are the two drivers that finished last week's race with no noses on their cars. That's Quentin Moore in the number 89, and as well as Joshua Hyatt in the 3. Both of these drivers had finished the races with no hoods, no noses on their cars. It's unbelievable of just the will that they had in order to keep going. But my gosh, that was an amazing sight to see. There is the number 77 of Elijah Gordon coming out on track. The driver that is on top of the charts right now is Josiah Munsell with a 36.752. But as far as Elijah Gordon's team goes, it was announced that their team would be switching to Dodges for the 2021 season. They've been friends with Dodge for a long time, so now they can bring that partnership over to the WRLA side of things. Now, it should be very interesting to see what that partnership is going to look like in 2021. And also, there you see them, the Anderson sisters on the track, both Haas animation machines, nose to tail. So this will be the second race that both Anderson sisters would be in. Hometown race for both of these drivers, so definitely makes it just a little bit more special. And there is Ryan Gondillo in the number 58. He announced a couple of weeks ago that he would be stepping away from racing in the stock car program over in EGI, would be going back to full-time racing. After 4 years, just the stock car program really hasn't been treating him all that well. It's just, not the best performances in the whole world. So Ryan Godillo just gonna go back to what worked for him, and that was open wheel racing, where he found most of his success. So definitely a little bittersweet to see Ryan go after this season, but we wish him the best of luck once he gets back to open wheel racing, and as well as sports car racing as well. So for right now, he's gonna come out here and just have himself a good rest of the season. And there he is, Nathan Stapleton, in the number 97, 10th on the charts, 36,614. You heard the announcement not too long ago that he was going to be returning in 2021 with a 4-car operation, with Nathan Stapleton himself driving this number 97, Madison Toll going full-time in a number 80 machine, and Zachary Fitzwater returning, driving the number 98. He has yet to determine who is going to drive the number 99, so should be getting an announcement from his team maybe a little later on. So we'll just have to wait and see what the current status, what the status is going to look like within the next few weeks. Why don't we go ahead and hear some team communications with the 97 team before qualifying started.
How's the call, Nathan? It's a little bit tight in the middle of the turn, but other than that, it's not terrible. It's manageable. Just need to make it a little bit more loose. And for Stapleton to come on in, and we will loosen it up a little bit and put some fresh tires on it. And
yeah, and speaking of, they're doing that right now. But so it's pretty ironic of how his crew chief said, "Come on in." And we'll put some 4 new Goodyears on there, and by gosh, they're doing it right now.
Yeah. Well, I think this would be a track that you would need to do tire strategy. But who knows how long these tires can go on the track. They could go for 20, 25, 30 laps long before you would probably have to switch them.
You also have to throw into the conversation, Sean, you also have to throw in fuel mileage. We definitely know that these drivers are not going to be able to make it on fuel. So the question is this race going to come down to a fuel mileage race? And if so, who is going to have the best strategy? Because the last time that we've had a fuel mileage race on a 2-mile racetrack was Fontana. And guess who won that race? Nathan Stapleton. So, maybe Stapleton might have something up his sleeve for here in Michigan, just like what he did at Fontana all the way back in the early stages of the season. So, we'll just have to wait and see what happens as far as that field goes. But, there's Derek Hamill, the number 15. Right now, your top 10 on the charts as of right now goes as follows. Derek Hamill on top of the charts with a 36,443 for the number 15 machine of Hamill. The last time that I think he won the pole at Phoenix back in February, so this would be his second pole of his career. Oh, Orman making a little bit of contact with Derek Hamill. Not sure what that's all about.
You don't want to be messing up your car before the race.
And you definitely don't want to mess up another driver's car before the race. So, not sure what Orman was thinking. I think he might have been trying to drive on corner exit just a little bit harder, a little bit faster, and got into the side of the 15. So, man, a little bit of drama on the racetrack, but still Hamill's on top with his lap time of 36,443. Emmanuel Hartnett second. Then Emily Anderson, Mark Grant, Eli Bright completes the top 5. Then it's Alex Hawkins, Joshua Cornish, the 89 of Quentin Moore, William Brock, and Trinity Anderson completes the top 10. And there's Stapleton coming back out on the racetrack with those 4 new Goodyears and the adjustments that he made to his race car. And that's another thing that we're going to have to kind of throw into the conversation, is that if if Monday's race is going to see just a nice and sunny day like this, the grip level is going to be a little low and these drivers are going to have a little bit of a hard time driving around the racetrack. If it's going to be a cloudy day like what we saw with qualifying, these drivers are going to have a lot of grip, especially in that traction compound or that awesome sauce. I'm probably just going to call it that awesome sauce. So with that, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. You can say what you're going to say.
Oh, no, go ahead, Sean. I kind of finished what I was saying.
Well, I was going to say, you can also call that high line the preferred line. It would probably be the better line to use than the lower line that doesn't have any of the nice stuff on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Definitely something to kind of keep in mind there, because we've seen in the qualifying races, it's just, especially through 3 and 4, the drivers just get such a launch on corner entry once they enter that awesome sauce. And when you're on the bottom side trying to make the bottom work, your car gets a little loose and you have to check up, get out of the throttle, or at least tap on the brake a little bit, so that way you can at least keep your car under control. So I would definitely say that as far as that goes, it's going to be a challenge for a lot of these drivers. So we'll just have to wait and see how these drivers are going to handle the traction compound when it comes down to Monday's race.
Yeah, you would actually need to see how that would go. So maybe if they stay on that high line during the race, maybe they could stay out longer, but who knows how the tires can run? No, still.
Right. So right now the top 10 has remained untouched for the time being. Everybody is within the 36 second bracket, with the exception of Alex Bonsignor, who is 2/10 outside of the 36 second bracket. He has the lap time of 37:133 for the number 22 of Alex Bonsignor. There he is. He's not had himself the best of seasons thus far, but the only win that he has in his Cup career did come in the inaugural season 2017 at Talladega. That was when he rebounded from a runner-up finish in the Canadian 500, which I believe he still feels was robbed from him, but he definitely has put that behind him, and he's definitely been having fun on the racetrack ever since. But still, nonetheless, he's definitely kind of hasn't really made a lot of noise as far as just being out here and coming out to the WRLA races and being competitive. So once we get down to the second half of the season, it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of position this team is going to be in once it comes down to game time for the final 10 races in the second half of the 2020 season of the WRLA NOS Energy Cup Series.
Yeah, I would agree with that. When it comes down to the thick of the season, you would need to have the right strategy.
You'd also have to be really consistent and also very courteous on what kind of cards you play on the racetrack. So I would definitely have to just play your cards right and try to put yourself in the right spots, because who knows, you may end up rebounding in the point standings and working your way up to probably the top 10 or so and have a shot at the title, or at least have some sort of mathematical shot at winning the championship. So once we get down to that point, it's going to be interesting, and who knows, maybe before Daytona, because I think the two game-changing races that we have this season, I mean, these are it. Well, at least for the first half of the season, because this is going to be the game changer. Michigan and also Daytona, that will definitely determine maybe how you're going to do in the second half of the season. But also, what is also going to be a huge game changer is the second half of the season has some scheduled changes. For race number 11, actually, yeah, race 11, we are going to be going to Richmond. That's going to be a part of the schedule change, and as well as for within the final 4 races of the season. Races 8, 17, 18, and 19 will have a world tour. So, race 17, the drivers will be going to Rockingham, UK. And then race 18, they'll be going over to Le Mans, the Circuit de la Sarre. And race 19, Twin Ring Motegi. So we're going to be having ourselves a world tour near the tail end of the season. And then we'll circle right back around the world in Atlanta, Georgia for the season finale of the WRLA NOS Energy Cup Series 2020 season. And might I add, those final 4 races will be double the points for winning those races. So 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be fun. I bet the drivers are gonna be so excited to go out and see the world.
Yeah, I would definitely say that as well. An extra 35 seconds have been added on the clock, so these drivers are going to have enough time to put down one more lap. But I would definitely say, I think Derek Edison has jumped up into the 8th position with a 36.571. But other than that, Christian Russell goes up into the 10th spot, 36.585 for him. However, the times are finalized right about now, and Derek Hamill, wrong Derek, will be starting on the pole with Emmanuel Hartnett alongside. And then row 2 will see Emily Anderson and as well as Mark Grant. Row 3, Eli Bright and Alex Hawkins. Row 4, Joshua Cornish, Derek Edison. And row 5, Quentin Moore and Christian Russell. Those will be your 10 drivers that will lead the rest of the field to the green flag for Monday's race right here at the Michigan International Speedway. And that is it. That is it for qualifying, and it's going to be one heck of a race, and hopefully you guys...
Drivers, to your car.
Alright, official. But anyways, hopefully you guys can tune in on Monday's race here at Michigan, race 9 on the circuit. So thank you guys a lot for watching. If you guys like the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you have not considered subscribing yet, I recommend you do so in order to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. And that about does it for me. On behalf of Sean Arn and also our in-race reporter / co-commentator for today's festivities, Nathan Stapleton, I'm Elijah Leonard from the Leonard Station signing out. And as far as WRLA goes, we will see you on Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern, from here at the Michigan International Speedway.